Hey, what's going on? Look, when you and your team are failing, there is only one thing you can do about it, and it's a dirty word. When you and your team are stuck in the mud, like you're late on your deliverables or you're missing quotas or morale sucks, there's truly only one thing you can do about it, and most leaders hate the word. You ready? The dirty word is process. Stay with me. Because if you fall in love with simple, elegant process, okay, performance problems stop being a mystery. They start becoming a math problem that you can finally solve. I'm JB Bolton. I'm an executive and business coach and a fractional exec over at boltonco.net. Listen, I've spent 2 decades helping growth-minded leaders turn chaos into clarity. And so today, we're tackling why process, the thing you've been avoiding, is the fastest route from underperformance to momentum. Okay, here's the metaphor, right? Olympic sprinter. Between races, she isn't guessing how to get faster, okay? Her coach breaks down. They're looking at high-speed video. They're measuring stride length, and they're counting, ground contact milliseconds, and they tweak one little variable at a time, right? The athlete, note, the athlete does not call that micromanagement. She calls it coaching. Businesses should work the same way, but there's a ton of leadership teams that treat like documentation like dental work, which my wife would not like because she's a dental hygienist. They put it off until it hurts. So you end up tolerating missed goals as long as people are busy instead of saying, hey, what exactly did we try? What changed? What do we learn? Listen, folks, I've been a CRO multiple times. I see this with sales leaders and sales professionals a lot. Let me make it plain for you. Recording isn't surveillance. It's feedback. Athletes watch film. Sales teams, they should be reviewing their call transcripts or the calls themselves. Product teams can map a launch timeline. Documentation isn't bureaucracy, it's memory. If you can't remember what you did last Tuesday, what that experiment was, you're not going to be able to iterate on it. And iteration isn't optional. In fact, most boards and CEOs will forgive a bad quarter if they see a credible path to better. Folks, process is that path. If you're familiar with Atomic Habits, James Clear likes to say, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. So the translation for us is your process is the floor your team stands on when the pressure mounts. And if that floor is shaky, or if it does not exist, no amount of rah-rah speeches or like carrot stick initiatives are going to hold the weight on that. So let's talk about what we do to fix this. How do you install a process without drowning everyone at the same time? So I'm going to give you a SANE framework, okay? 4 moves that take less time than your Monday stand-up huddle, okay? The S is for selecting the moment that matters. So identify kind of one choke point. Is it a customer handoff? Is it sprint planning? Is it a morning huddle? And commit to observing it this week. So you got to observe it. The A is for assess with a single metric. So just pick one number that tells the story. So for a handoff, it might be proposal sent in less than 24 hours after a discovery call, right? So you've got to pick a metric. You've got to be able to assess it. Then the N is for note the reality, record what actually happened. So share, screen share, video snippet, timestamp, Slack thread, whatever you need so that you've got objective evidence, not memory. When you are failing, you usually don't know why you're failing or you would have fixed it by now. So when someone says what's going wrong, you don't have the answer. And if you don't have tape to review, you're not going to be able to fix it. Okay. Not that I'm passionate about this at all. The E in SANE is for experiment and iterate. So just change one variable, run it for a cycle, review it together, decide, keep it, tweak it, or toss it. If you're underperforming, communicate what you're doing in this 4-move process to your leadership team in your next L10 or your weekly leadership meeting. They need to know that it's non-performant and that you've got a path forward. It's going to instill confidence. And because you're focused, you're clear, and you're concise, it's going to give you some momentum because you need a win too. You need to know how to take that process from left to right and start to see improvements and start to impact outcomes. If you do this twice a month, watch the cultural shift. All of a sudden, mistakes aren't personal. They're data, right? Meetings go from blame to design. So underperformance becomes tolerable because, not forever, but it becomes tolerable because everyone can see that it's temporary and it's trackable, okay? If your team feels stuck, don't schedule another pep talk. Do not go to AI for a motivational emoji-filled Slack message. Instead, film it and run the SANE loop and let me know how it goes, okay? Drop a comment or tag me. Hit the button, the Let's Talk or Let's Meet button on boltonco.net if you want to chat about this further. Remember, the dirty word that saves teams and the one most leaders ignore: embrace process. And progress stops being optional. It becomes inevitable. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.